Ah, the life of a San Fernando porn puppy. It's quite the life.
Hi, I'm Evan Stone, and we're in North Hollywood right now. As you can see, it's a beautiful day, and we're shooting porno. Right at this moment, I'm headed down to the vehicle to get my dog, the wonder dog, Sadie Stone, to be in not her first porno movie, but her 6th featured presentation. Now, there's another guest in here. It's her entourage, her understudy, which is Scott. Hi, Sadie. Are you ready to go to work? This is Sadie Stone, and this is Sky Drake. Sky Drake is an Alaskan Malamute, and Sadie Stone is a mix. Are you ready to go to work?
Look how much fun Mom's having. Huh? You too could be doing this, buddy, except that your boots wouldn't jump around like this, right?
As the years went by, I always had cats and always had acid, and I'm a Leo, so I started, there's a couple of times where I had some acid trips where I started acting a little bit like a cat a couple of times. That's when I was much younger, though.
Sing, come on, you sing.
The cutest damn thing you ever saw in your life. Many years ago, I actually had a little taste of turtle soup at the Marriott Hotel in Washington. It was actually tasty. And I realized I had some. I didn't know what it was at the time. I said, "What is this?" They go, "Turtle soup."
Princess is very spoiled. Damn dog got more shit than I do.
Kiss the snake. Give the snake a kiss. Hurry up. Kiss.
My rat comes to sets with me a lot because my husband doesn't really like the rat, and I'm kind of frightened that my husband will kill the rat if I leave it alone.
Babe is the best movie of the 1990s, and I say that from my film criticizing persona.
My mom always had canaries, so I assume canaries that sing are male, right? So we had like 8 of them, because one would die, you get another one. So my whole life growing up we had canaries, and they were all named Messi.
Well, this is Boo Boo. Boo Boo's the first dog that I ever got. And this is Buddy. Buddy's usually more like, are you live? Buddy, come on. Hello. The little guy is so spoiled, he actually lives on shrimp. And he loves curried shrimp, Cajun shrimp, anything spicy. He eats pickled onions. In fact, he prefers anything spicy versus normal chicken that's just boiled. He'd rather have curry chicken. He's very, very strange like that. I like to put a little hot sauce and some salsa into the shrimp mix. And so I just spray some hot sauce on there for him. You'd think that the dog would actually have stomach problems or get indigestion or something, but he never does. He used to a lot, but then again, I used to love those red vines, the red licorice vine things, and I used to give him tons of them. He loved them. And then a couple of times he was sick and the red would come out and like a dodo. I was like, oh my God, he's vomiting blood. And of course it was the red vines. Cool down. I can eat it. Is your spicy shrimp nice? You'll eat till the cows come home, right? You got sauce on your chin. Well, let's leave this spicy shrimp for later. For Buddy. And Boo.
These are little sugar glider pets.
They're originally from Australia and Indonesia, but we got ours from Texas.
They're called sugar gliders because they eat mostly insects and fruit, and they like sugar a lot. And then gliders because they've got the flaps of skin, and they glide, and so they're not really flying, but they're gliding. And from the information we've read, it says that in the wild, they'll be in trees, and they'll be able to glide for like 100 feet or even more. So this is just a little pouch that's got a drawstring to it, and it closes them in and gives them darkness. And this is one of the things that you do when you first get them, to carry them around with you, so that, you know, in a pocket or wherever on you.
Claire wants to go in.
So that you can keep them with you and they can get the scent, and that's how they bond during the first. They said that the first 30 days is critical in order to get them to bond.
I guess you could say that they really like live crickets and live animals. When we lived in Texas, every year there's a certain time of year where there's just hundreds of crickets everywhere,
And
maybe
big
thousands
crickets.
of crickets, and they're like this big. And so we used to go out and catch them for our babies, and they would just rip off their heads first.
And in fact, we tried to give it to them feet first
Yeah,
once.
they wouldn't take
and
it.
they,
They wanted it head first. Maybe
the
it's
head, that's the
tastiest
tastiest
part.
more.
It's like cheesecake.
Give me the head
It's
first.
like cheesecake and cookies.
I lived with a turtle called Timothy. You know, most of my life, you know, as a little boy, for 15 years, my dad took care of his little snapper turtle named Timothy. And every Father's Day, there'd be us three kids, me, my sister, and my brother, would have little cards for Dad for Father's Day. There'd be another little card for Timothy, you know, saying Happy Father's Day, love Timothy, with a paw print. And my dad would always act like he didn't know which one of us three kids were doing the pictures. You know, because we're little kids, we believed him. He could recognize his kid's artwork. He knew it was my sister Susie who did the Timothy pictures. And after Timothy died, you know, after 15 years, we were all very, very sad. But we kept giving him Father's Day cards, saying from the spirit of Timothy. There'd be a picture of Timothy with a little halo around his head, saying Happy Father's Day. So I've always loved turtles. They say turtles were around before dinosaurs. And they're the only creature in the world that can actually, you know, live to past 100 years, if everything goes well, you know, so. Cutest little guy, isn't he? We also have a bunny here at the house. Now, this bunny belongs to Natalie, my live-in roommate, and that's the most cutest little bunny. That bunny's name is Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a male. Turtle is a female. And it's actually pretty bizarre. Natalie switches that bunny off with her girlfriend Mindy. So it stays with Natalie half the time and Mindy half the time. They have joint custody of the little bunny. You know, so now it's Natalie's turn. And it's real cute. They both bought it together. They both love the thing, you know. And easy to own. The little guy just, you know, eats lettuce. Doesn't like carrots, though, which is strange for a bunny. And all kinds of bunny food. It's a very, very attractive bunny. And it's very bizarre. I told Natalie one day, you know, you and I are living in a home that's got a very famous fable. You know, and it's bizarre. We actually have a tortoise and a hare living with us. She goes, you're right. I mean, honey, that's the making of a very famous story. We have to take black masking tape in the middle of the carpet, put them up against the finish line, turtle first. If the rabbit wins, it'll change American way of life as we know it. It's got to be the tortoise has to win. That's how the thing works. Because you see, slow and steady, you know, wins the race, you see.
Kitty, 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 kitty. This is Negro. I got him when I was 40 years old on Mother's Day because I'm not a mother, so my ex-boyfriend said, here, be a mother. And I've had him, my God, 15 years. He's an old cat, but he's very young because I feed him very expensive food. It's almost like 59 cents a can, and he eats like 3 of them. He's expensive to feed. That's why Mommy has to do all those phone sex calls to feed her animals. This is China, my pit bull, and I don't really know how old she is. She was rescued in Chinatown by my friend Haji, who's in Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, and we kind of share her. But right now she's mine. Oh, mine. Come here, my baby. I love her to death. And she's my best buddy, and she's very, very tame. The thing is, she looks mean. That's good enough for me. My kitties don't do any tricks. They just love me very, very much, and I love them very much. And they're all very well behaved. They don't go in the garbage. They don't make a mess. They're very good. When I started dancing, go-go dancing, you know, that kind of stuff, I would say like 30 years ago, they didn't like my name, Frances. They go, that's not a stripper's name, Frances. I go, fine. What should I name myself? Oh, well, you're so cuddly like a kitten. And I said, I didn't think of myself as a kitten. I thought of myself as sort of wild, like a tiger. But anyway, it was kitten and it stayed on. And I don't care if I'm 90 years old, if you call me kitten, I am your kitten.
Turn around. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit. There you go. Now this is Sadie Stone. This is not her first feature, as I mentioned before. This is her 5th feature.
She's all wet.
Oh, she's all wet. She's about been there in the water. I can see that right now. She's very excited about this. In this particular movie, she's you. Bless you. She's allergic to hard work. In this particular movie, she is my dog, and I'm a bum. And this gypsy finds me. Actually, I find the gypsy. She's being mugged by these would-be muggers. I save her. She grants me a whiff. She makes me a rich man. But you know what? All the money and stuff, it just brought misery. And it was just the love of me and my dog. We have sex.
We do.
Yes.
Not
all
the 3 of us.
No, just the 2 of us.
I hate bringing anybody to the set with me, let alone a dog. I could take it with me, but you know, a lot of the girls in the business do that. Let them do that. You know, guys, you know, we got things we got to do.
During part of the scene, if you look, you can see the screen door is in the shot, and you can see my dog walk up to the door, look out at us doing the scene, and he goes, and turns around and walks back into the house.
There was an incident one time where we had this double dildo laying on the bed, you know, and Domino's thinking it's a stick. It's funny. He grabs it and he takes off with this double dildo running around the set, and everyone's laughing. Domino, that's not a stick, it's a dildo. Give it back to me.
But he was in this movie with me. He was in Bedeviled. You were great in Bedeviled. I think you stole the whole movie. Bedeviled is a takeoff of Elizabeth Hurley's Bedazzled. So I played the devil in this movie, and this dorky guy just wants to get laid. And he has 5 wishes. Of course, he has to sell me his soul. I get his soul for the 5 wishes. And in one of the wishes, he wishes that all the girls love him, and they're always trying to pick him up. Well, whenever I bring girls over to the house, all the girls love Buddy, and they always want to pick him up. So I thought it'd be a good idea to turn the guy into the dog, because all the chicks are always picking Buddy up. So in the movie, the guy turns into Buddy, and of course a chick with big tits picks him up, and she's all hugging him in her boobs and stuff. I had to put peanut butter in his mouth to make his mouth do that thing that they make the animals do, and then I have the guy doing the voiceover. No, this isn't what I meant. This isn't what I want. So Buddy only gets a small part, but he was very, very good at it. I think he got big-headed for a while too, but he got over that.
Bengals are very vocal kitty cats, so Ahab talks a lot. And he likes his drugs. Like mother, like cat. Ahab always lets Scotia eat everything first and walks away, but when it comes to catnip, Ahab is like, you need to get the fuck out of my way. This is drugs here, this ain't food. So they definitely, as you can see, like it. I have more than once found the catnip knocked over in the cupboard. They have jumped up over the counters, gotten in the cupboard, and found the catnip, got the lid off, and knocked it all over everywhere. All right, now they're gonna start getting horny. Yes, my cats are homosexuals. It's my own fault. because, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm the only bitch up in this house, because everybody wants to call cats females, and it's like, you know, not all cats are women. There are male cats as well, but and the strange thing about it, you know, like I said, he's the Bengal, the one with the Asian blood in him, and he's the hunter, so he is definitely, he's always raping the hell out of Scotia. He just gets on top of him and like bites his neck, and jeepers, come on, you know, I'm trying to like do, you know, paperwork, or I'm trying to sleep and they're fucking on my feet, but it's kind of funny because, you know, both of them are neutered as well. Neither one of them's got balls, so it's kind of funny, but yeah, they probably on a daily basis, they go for this whole thing, so what are you gonna do? Like mother like cat.
I currently have 37 pets. My pets' names, just because it's more impressive this way, are Lily, Mischief, Figwig, Galilee, Blinky, Aragog, Lucretia, Bailey, Nuitha, Jasper, Alistair, Ruthie, Opus, Buffalo, Ghost, Elizabeth, Furtive, Tiny Little Fishy, Somerset, Baby, Susie, Cesar, Enmity, Perdurabo, Lilith, Jezebel, Mr. Cloth, Liberty Gibbet, Shenanigan, Andre, Pickle Me, Betsy, Petronella, Esau, Snickerdoodle, Scabbers, Skitterboo. And that would be 3 dogs, 1 rabbit, 1 hamster, 2 giant millipedes, 3 snakes, 15 fish, 2 mice, 5 rats. Yeah, it's not easy. It doesn't leave me much time outside of work. You know, if I have an 8 a.m. call time, I have to get up at about 5:30 in the morning. You know, maybe earlier to make sure everyone's fed. And, you know, you can't just push it aside. Like, they have to be fed and cleaned at particular times. My pet food bills run about $200 a month. With supplies, occasionally it'll be closer to $300. I'm lucky enough to have a job where I can make several hundred, you know, up to over $1,000 a day. So I do have the means, you know, to handle unfortunate veterinary bills. But, you know, I realize that most people don't. And it's a really, really tough decision, you know, when you have an animal that's injured or sick or in pain, you know, whether or not you can pay that bill. The rarest out of all the pets I have are probably the giant Madagascar millipedes. They're very delicate. You have to be very careful about keeping humidity and warmth. They are from the rainforest. They are juvenile coprophagic, which means that the babies live by eating the feces of the adult.
Alright, this is Anthrax. He's my cat. I got him from the Orange County shelter, and he was in the I'm Gonna Die Today row. They have the animals' last chance, and I didn't want to see any animals die, so I go to the kill shelters and save them. And it was right after around September 11th, so it was like, I think it was the end of September. And when I brought him home, he had like flu-like symptoms. He was sneezing and coughing. And that's actually pretty common for a lot of animals that you get from the shelter because of all the other kittens and cats and stuff that are around. So since he had flu-like symptoms and he was, you know, sometimes he'll snap at you, so he's kind of evil, I named him Anthrax. It made me kind of think of the whole Al-Qaeda thing. But yeah, Anthrax seems pretty happy. He's pretty content. But it's probably because he doesn't know what else is out there. I mean, he was outside, then he comes to a shelter. He's like, oh, dude, this is pretty cool. It's like, you know, say you're like a homeless guy, and then all of a sudden you're in the shelter. You're like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I got a roof over my head. And then all of a sudden you're living in like Compton, and you're like, oh, dude, this is nice. You know, that guy would look happy, but he doesn't know that there's like Newport Beach and Irvine and Woodland Hills and all these other nice places out there. All my guy friends are like, dude, get rid of the cat. You're wasting your time. All my girlfriends are just like, you know, oh, he's so cute. Keep him. He's friendly. He needs a home. So it's a stretch. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll get rid of him. And other times I'm like, yeah, he's cool. I'll keep him. But today, since he bit me, well, he didn't really bite me. He kind of like nipped at me. He's kind of on the that I might want to get rid of him side, but I think I'll keep him in the end. He's a cool little cat.
So this is Beavis, the dad. That's Lolita, and that's Leon right here. And those two are brothers and sisters. Their favorite activity is I take them to the Lake Mead, once a week. I either just take them for a walk, and we walk around the lake. They swim sometimes, and or I take them on the boat with me, which they love. They really love the boat. They don't jump in the water from the boat because they are kind of scared. They're chicken, but But when we walk around, they swim and then they play. They love it. I don't do it in summer because it's way too hot. It's like 120 up here. And there is rattlesnake and all that, so I just avoid to go there in summer. That was that one time, and it was a year ago when I moved here. I didn't know any better. So I took them out. We used the boat, and then we swim, so did I. And we get to, to the border of the water. And then they were playing around, and then at one point, they were like that close to a rattlesnake who just woke up at that time and was pretty pissed off. So the rattlesnake started to do his little music thing, like saying, if you get closer, I'm gonna bite you. So I'm totally flipped out, and I carried Lolita, and then I was running away as far as I could. I get pretty scared at that time. So from that experience, I just stopped doing that. It's kind of hard to say if they prefer LA or Vegas because they really don't like the summer here. It's just too hot, so they don't go outside that much in the yard. Even if I play, in the pool with them, it's just, it's hot, and it's very hot. I mean, it's burning hot on the ground. So they stay inside and sleep all day. So yeah, the summertime is probably better in LA. Now, I don't think there is much different during the rest of the year for them. It doesn't matter. There are inside dog and outside dogs, so whatever there is fun, I guess, they like to be there.
There's pictures of me and Tito in the backyard taking pictures, and I put them up on my side. My neighbors wanted to see my boobs and my little puppy. Of course, who sticks close beside me is in all the shots. So I put him up on the site for all to view. That's under the section flashing.
And the cats, they gotta sit there. They get up underneath into the drawer. One gets in one drawer here, and another one gets in a drawer down here, and I open them a little bit. And we answer emails all day, so when they emails me, they're getting answered by Mufasa and Nala and Amy. We all answer them. They like to watch the cursor. So if I misspell, it's not me, it's him.
Expect him to show up, and everybody that comes to my website knows Buddy. Boo Boo doesn't come so much, but if I get up and go to the toilet, Buddy will jump in my chair and look into the camera and just sit there. So then all of a sudden, all these guys paying to get on my website are looking at the dog.
We have got how many voyeur cams? 18?
Got 18 live voyeur cams. Got a T1 coming in the house. And our members get to watch us, what we do every day, and most of them like to watch Terry and the dogs, because the dogs are on more than we are. And we're starting a new site. It's going to be called Terry's Shelties, which will be all of our animals, and it'll be free, and people can send in pictures, and we'll post them for them, and we're going to start that this month. So
it's kind of fun. I cook and I clean and I take care of the animals.
And they wash the animals.
They wash, and most of the time I'm nude, so all the time I'm nude.
This is Princess. She was expensive. She was $500. We got her from a shop, a pet store down in Orange County. It was for my daughter's birthday. It was on the news maybe a month later, but the place where we got her from caught on fire, and so her brothers and sisters, they all died. And it was on the news, the lady that she bought her from and everything. So she's a survivor. She's a survivor. You may want to play that song. I'm a survivor. I'm just playing. The funny thing is I've always had little dogs ever since I was, a kid. The last one I had, she died about like 9-10 years ago, and I was like distraught, crazy. Oh no, but she kind of took the place, man. She kind of just picked up where she left off at. Small, smart, female. Look at her. She's cool. Just, yeah, she's great.
I've always loved cats. My parents would never let me have inside pets, so I always had cats outside, and they would breed and breed and breed, and then we would have like 50 cats in the yard. There was this girl when I was about 16 years old. She had a rat for a pet, and I fell in love with her rat, and so I got my own rat. My first rat was named Ratty, and then that rat lived its 3-year lifespan, died, and I got another one named Ratsky, and I gave that one away when I went to college to a little kid that loved my rat. I keep my rat in the cage most of the time, so Blue doesn't really have a chance to get to the rat. But whenever I take him out, he hasn't tried to eat her yet, so hopefully he won't. My mother used to have 2 wooden sculptures of cats that look just like this, Siamese kitties that look just like this hanging on the wall at my house. So this kind of reminded me of them, and it's by Robert Lyons. And I don't know who that is, but if it's worth $1 million, please let me know.
Jack! Come on out! Come on, Jack! Come, Jack! That's where the stove goes off every day because he sneaks around. He wants to hide in here. He loves it. There we go. Come, Jack. Good boy. No more stove now, okay? Now we take a bath. Okay? Okay, Jack. You gonna swim? You go swimming? There. Okay, get the soap. Hold on. Get the soap. Okay, hold on. Wash your face. Give me those dirty hands. There. Okay. All right. Treasure? Treasure! Tresh! Come here. Is this your baby? Okay. Get your baby. Okay. All right, clean your baby now. She gets melancholy, so we gave her something so it makes her feel good. She loves her baby. That's her baby. Jack, your baby? And the puppies, when they were born, they looked just like this. It's funny. They were the same color and about the same size. It's pretty funny. Because I was wondering why he stood still the whole time and let her do that. And then I picked him up, and one of his testicles were thing, and his little thing was... So I let her do it. So we just sit with them. I spend most of the day with the animals, sitting with them. Kind of let them do what they want. Good girl. Did you swim? Did you swim? You swam. Yes, you did. Okay. You want to hold the snake? You got a snake? Is that your snake? Give that snake a kiss. You give that snake a kiss? Kiss the snake. How about the snake? You give the snake a kiss? You kiss that snake. Kiss, kiss. Give that snake a kiss. Come here. Kiss her? Kiss. No. No kisses? Come on, let's go. Come on, let's take a bath. Oh, okay, let's get cleaned up. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah. Underneath. There. Okay. Hold on, I wrap you up and go to sleep like a baby. There, okay. He likes this. This is his favorite. He'll sleep like forever. Sometimes what I do is I wrap him up and I'll put him in my shirt because this way I can hold him and he stays there. He'll stay there. There. And then I feed the next bird or take care of the next bird. Then it's her bath. See? I'll keep him in there. He'll stay there for a minute. He'll stay there forever, actually.
This house is a very busy house. We do shoots in here. Different companies come in here. My boyfriend, Captain Bob, shoots in here. And the cat basically, the cat actually gets a lot of attention because most of the people that attract the cat are the females, and they like, oh, a kitty cat. Another thing that's very interesting, we do have swinger parties here, and the cat gets a lot of attention, and nothing really seems to bother her as long as people are nice to her. And most people are, because when they come in the house, they say, oh, wow, this is a nice house. There's pets in this house. So she gets a lot more attention than she did before, because she was living with someone that didn't take care of her, and the lady called her Banjo, and I think that's a ridiculous name for a female pretty cat. And I'm going to ask all you guys out there, what do you think about changing a cat's name? Do you think that like will mix them up, or do you think that's okay? That's really something that's bothering me. I'm being very serious because the cat is beautiful, and to call her an instrument seems silly to me. Come on, come on, come on, Dingleberry, come on.
See, these are part kangaroo and part rat and part rabbit. They kind of all mingle together on a Sunday morning, you know. And then these chinchillas became into existence, right? And now they kind of just go chilling, you know. They just kind of hang out and they chew in the grass there, and that's their little world. Sometimes they'll let them out and they run around, you know. They run here and they run there, but mostly they're just here, and that's their little world here, a little square world. You want to say hello, Socrates? See, when I first got her, it's actually a her because you see she has no curved up belly. See, the males have the curved up belly so they can get in there and do all that nasty stuff, right? She knows how to get out. She climbs up out of this little thing that I clean daily, and it'll walk around its little thing here. It used to be more of a paradise when I first created it. A little oasis that had running falls and a tank, but times got kind of rough, things became dilapidated, and now it's sort of in this little community that the government helps sponsor. So.
Come on, Bob. Come here. Good girl.
Bonnie is wearing these booties because she has allergies, and of all things, my dog is allergic to grass. She's never had grass before in her backyard. We moved into this house because it has a big backyard for her to run around and play, and unfortunately her feet got really bad, and her eyes got bad, and her nose, and she looked like someone took a baseball bat to her within 2 days. We took her to the doctor. They shaved her side, gave her 60 shots to see what she was allergic to tell us they're not sure. So we put the booties on her, and ever since then her feet have been great, and her eyes are clearing up, and her nose looks better. But she doesn't look 100%, but she's getting there.
When I first got Ahab when he was a baby, I used to have him travel on the road with me. Most of the time, when you're traveling, you know, they pick you up at the airport in a limo, and he was so funny because, you know, actually, like in the back of the limo, he would just totally sprawl out, like right in the back where they usually have the Kleenex and the phone and everything, and he'd be like, oh, my car, my limo.
So he'll get in the bag, and I put the bag over my shoulder. People don't even know the dog's in the bag because the bag is leopard skin, so it's brown and black, and he's brown and black, and he doesn't move, and he doesn't bark or say anything, so people don't even know I've got a dog on my shoulder. And it's actually kind of cute when he gets in the bag. Now he'll get in any bag. Even if the bag, I might have a purse, in fact, that I only have enough room for lipstick in, the dog thinks he can get in that bag too, just so he can go with me. And he'll climb on top of the bag and just sprawl himself out, hoping that I'll take him, because he hates me to leave him behind, so.
He flies with us. I'm in first class. They let him fly, and they let me leave him out. He sits right on the floor, and they let him do it. Get in the bag. Sit down. Get in the bag. There you go. All right, wait a minute now. Hold on. We're going to go to the trip. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Okay, lift him up.
Okay.
All right, okay. All right, we're there. We're there. Let's go. You're here. Come on. Yeah.
There's her little tickets from traveling. She's been everywhere I've gone. And when we go through the airports, everyone's amazed that there's actually a puppy in there because it's so small. So she likes her little bed. Come here, Tito. Come here. Come here. You want to show them how you get in your bag? Zips. And we're off.
I just got these guys. I hadn't had a pet in 20 years. I was 10 years in the military. Of course, I didn't have a pet. And then I was traveling, featuring, and then doing movies and stuff, and then didn't settle down enough to keep an animal. I think it'd be fair. He likes to be stroked, just like any typical male. You just stroke him in the right spot, he goes right to sleep. Wanna play? Go play. Get it, kill it, kill it. He's gonna look at you guys. Where you gonna go, baby? Come get it. Yeah, there you go. He got so many toys at home. He's gonna get to be 20 pounds. When I first got him, he was 2 pounds. I said, how is he ever gonna get 10 times his size? Well, he's grown 4 pounds since I had him. I like his little balls. I'm a sick one, okay? He's got the sexiest balls. He's not gonna show them to us. Show him your testicles, baby. They're sexy. He's a man. I'm gonna have to have him cut off, but when I do, one of the girls that I work with, she can do taxidermy. She's gonna stuff them for me. I love them. And I'm gonna put them in lucite and keep them. Cause I can't stand it. You can't do that to a man. We're gonna keep your balls, baby.
Tito carries the personality of a pit bull. She's like a little watchdog and very aggressive. She's extremely aggressive. She's a little over a year old, and I purchased her from a neighbor. I've had her since she was 3 weeks old, just old enough to leave her mom. She's a wonderful, wonderful little Chihuahua. She's a miniature. This is as big as she'll get. She's a very good girl. She comes to work with me at the bunny ranch. She comes in, she loves to run around, she loves to meet people. Men are very taken back by her. They're like, that's not a dog, that's a candy bar.
I love to be with my dogs, and I love to hang out with my horses in my time off. This is what I enjoy the most. When I usually get to the AT, all I used to do is just start doing this, and I would pick him up and let him know what I was talking about, and then I would put him on the back. Now he just gets where he just jumps right on. Or if he sees me heading towards the four-wheeler, he goes nuts. He wants to go for a ride, and we like chasing after the horses on it and stuff. But when I was a little girl, we had about 2 horses. You know, we were very poor, so. And I don't remember much about it because I was real small. I used to go visit my friends that had big ranches, and they had horses and things. And I've always just loved being around them, so I said when I grow up and have the money, I'm going to have my own ranch. So I've been here in Carson City for about a year now. And the horses I have here, I have about 10 horses, and they're actually American paint quarter horses. What I love about being on a ranch is I have time to myself. I can get up in the mornings, set out and have a cup of coffee, listen to the cows moo, listen to the birds. You know, it's just so peaceful here. And at night, the beautiful stars, you can see all the stars out. You don't have all the city lights blocking the beautiful sky. And it's peaceful. Sometimes I just need time to myself, and this is where I find my peace, is with my animals and being on a big ranch. I just love ranches. I'm not a city girl. Never have been, never will.
Boo's been here since AIM was founded in 1998, and AIM stands for Adult Industry Medical Healthcare Foundation. And what we do is the HIV testing, STD testing, GYN services, drug and alcohol treatment, and outreach, entering and exiting programs for people in adult entertainment. In other words, people that make porn movies and or prostitution, sex work. Boo is a green winged parrot. She's from Brazil. She's showing off right now. She's a little bit cranky today, but she's been my constant friend and companion for over 20 years. This bird has seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything, and believe me, she can talk, but if she could talk more, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I guess before I owned her, someone used to fuck someone named Edward, right? So I'm with my boyfriend, and we're having sex, and she's in the other room going, oh, Edward, Edward, Edward! And he's like, who the fuck is Edward? And I go, I have no idea, honestly. So either that was one of my blackout years, or it was the previous owner, but someone named Edward is a really great fuck somewhere.
I took him to Melrose for the first time. He was away, I think, at a concert or something.
and I took him for a walk, but everybody was all over him. He got used to a lot of people around because we were going back and forth on Melrose, was shopping. You know how usually you're not allowed dogs in the store? I just picked him up and walked in the store and no one even said a word. Just loved him. I bought him that bed right over there, and it's like...
What was it, like $180?
$180. It's just like, it's a plush bed. Doesn't even sleep in it. Plays in it.
I laid in the bed when she bought it, alright? I was like, man, the dogs have a better bed.
It's a dog. He snores at night. Not him, the dog.
You won't even let him, she quit letting him sleep in the bed, alright?
I have a nice velvet silk comforter, duvet cover. It's got crusty eyes from the dog and slobber all over it. No. I bought him that bed for the reason that he can sleep in there.
He lays in it in the daytime. You didn't say that about him sleeping on the futon last night.
Well, I tried. Whatever.
He can sleep in the bed. It's up to me, but she kicks him out every night.
Yeah, because them two, they cuddle together, and I get kicked off the bed.
Not every
You love the dog more.
No, I don't love the dog more than you. No.
This is Pogo, by the way. It's a trusting cat. It knows nothing bad's going to happen. And on the floor, an extraordinarily beautiful cat named Samson, who's now looking at me with unbelievable hostility. I'm not sure why, but Samson is an extraordinarily attractive cat. And both these cats have been with me now, this one for over 14 years, and that one well into his 9th year. But I've got to have two cats because it's not fair to the cat himself or herself to be all by himself or herself all day long. And I do go to the valley, as much as I hate San Fernando Valley. I do go down there because that's where my offices are and that's where the X-rated industry is. When one has a pet, one has perpetual tranquility as well as perpetual turmoil, because the tranquility is in the sense that there's nothing more comforting, and I'll say this quite openly, that, yeah, it's more comforting to sleep next to an animal than it is to a human being, because an animal usually won't fight you for space in your bed. And animals are only allowed into our lives for X number of years, and you should expect them to pass away. And then there's so many more needy animals out there that'd be quite happy to come here and to live here and to, you know, drool all over you and to play with you and to pay attention to you, that no one, there's never, I don't think we're ever going to run out of animals. Running out of unique animals, yes, and I think that I'm lucky that I have two very unique animals in my life at this point in time.
One day we looked in the paper and it just said Angel Puss Rescue, and I'd had Persians before, and it said Himalayans and Persians and all sorts of things, and we went up there. They just happened to be open. It was like 9:30 at night. They were really late, and that's how we ended up with Bert. And ever since then we've been trying to, you know, donate as much money as possible. We met Marge, who owns the place and runs it, and she had the dream. Oh, shh. Well, anyways.
Well, when treats are involved.
What happened? You got whacked, and you got growled at. That wasn't very nice, Jim.
It's okay.
Come on, Lily. So anyways, Marge hadn't had electricity in her house for, what, 14 years? And,
yeah, that broke my heart. This woman, she'd been giving all her money to everything. She just, to the point that she didn't have any electricity in her house for 14 years. And she'd just been adopting as many cats as she could. They had no room for them. Other shelters were getting rid of their cats, gonna burn it down with all the cats in it, and they were sneaking them out one by one and just...
And then she didn't know how she was gonna pay her rent, so Nick donates 10% of everything he makes to charities, and he gave her a fairly healthy sum of money, and she just cried, and then we all cried.
A lot of porn stars have that joke that they take their stage name from a favorite pet that has the same gender name, male name if you're a guy, and then the last name would be the street you lived on. As long as it's, you know, a nice name, if it's a number, use the cross street. So my name would be Timothy Bell.
I would be Dusty Johnny Cake Ridge Road. I thought about that. And then I thought about my grandma's street, Dusty Shiloh. But I just didn't like the idea of Dusty. Doesn't kind of go with, I think you're trying to be moist. Just not Dusty, you know?
My last name would be DeLongpre. My first name would be my all-time favorite cat,
I would not want the name Pogo the Long Prey.
Trixie Saltwell. Hey, I sound like it could be in an Austin Powers movie. That's actually a really cool name. I should have called myself that.
Kiki Townhouse.
Apache Jack.
Coco San Jose.
Ginger Wood.
Duke Roof Street.
Skarsky Palmars.
Peaches, Maine.
Yuki Federation.
Noelle Adams.
Tanky Congress.
Ding Wilson.
So yeah, they bring a lot of joy to my life because they're my companions. I love them. And sometimes they goof off and I could be in a bad mood because I'm just stressed out. I'm too busy, it's too goddamn hot. And then the dogs will do something really, really goofy, and all of a sudden they'll just make me laugh because I realize sometimes when I see them that life isn't always about all the crap that, you know, that we allow to weigh us down. All the stress that really is stuff that we shouldn't let affect us in the way that we do. Suddenly when you see, it's just like having kids, when you see them do things that are just funny or cute, it kind of breaks that stress point sometimes. So they really bring a lot of love and joy and happiness into my life.
I travel like 80% of the year, and I have for like 10 years of my life, and definitely when I'm gone, you know, I totally miss them a lot. It's like, oh, I want to come back to my home, my apartment, and definitely, you know, a lot of what makes home so special to me is to be able to come home to my cats.
When I'm real depressed, they cheer me up, and sometimes when I cry, they just come around me, and they're so sad to see me cry. I have to stop crying because I don't want to see them sad.
For a while on Amy to go from, you know, work and party for 3 and 4 or 5 days at a time, who cares if I go home, to I gotta go get my kitties their medicine every day. I've become this instant mother.
Animals are very healing for people. I mean, like if you get older and your partner dies, a lot of older people buy pets, cats, dogs. Because why? Because it soothes you. It's comforting to know you can come home to someone, you know?
We used to be pretty wild, meaning we'd party all the time, we'd have sex, which wasn't a bad thing. But then when AIDS came in effect, HIV, it kind of scared us. So we slowed down, and we have safe sex now. And the animals grounded us to where instead of going to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, now we're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's a different life. So
They're like our kids, too.
they are our kids.
So
They're
we
better
don't
than
have to
kids.
send them through college.
I mean, I think everybody should have pets just because animals in general, could be dogs or any kind of animals, just all they do is, you know, bring you affection and love, and that the only thing they want in return is the same thing. I don't think I could live without pets. I don't think so.